Professor Amos, thank you so much for your time. We would like to ask you, because many biotech conferences tend to focus on lectures and presentations. How do you think, how does CONy differ from this format?
So in the regular lectures, when you have people speaking on behalf of the industry, they have, their view is very fixed. Mm-hmm. And you don't have time to ask questions and to show your doubts. Yeah. And of course, if you have a debate with pro-con debate, then everything is exposed. Then you know exactly what are the weaknesses of each point. This is the best way to learn about new development and to ask yourself questions of what is the value of the ideas that are presented to you.
Yeah. Well, while most of the presenters and debaters at CONy are researchers and academics, these topics that they are discussing are really important to patients. How can these debates directly impact and improve the care to the patients, and in a short, medium, and long terms?
So there are many people who come here who are experienced in the field, and there are some who are younger and do not know all the details. So we teach them in this way about the various options, and we also ask ourselves what is the basis of things that we have been led to believe. So there are things that I thought always, I was sure that this is the way, but when people ask me and confront me with opposing views, I have to think again and to try to verify whether I was right or maybe if I was wrong.
Makes sense. What do you see as the prevailing topics this year at CONy for MS and Parkinson's specifically?
For MS, the new questions that are arising is what are the cells that cause the disease? Are these B cells or T cells? Do you need both of them in order to cause the disease? Who should you attack with your treatments? So there are some new treatments which are super selective, and the question is whether this is the right way or this is extended too far. In terms of the treatments that we have, there are also treatments that everybody can buy in the shop, like vitamin D, and it has been suggested that vitamin D deficiency is associated with MS, and this can be corrected by taking additional vitamin D. This is another topic that can be easily applied anywhere, and is discussed here, what is the real value of vitamin D. We now talk more about not only the motor dysfunction in MS, but also about the cognitive changes. So how do we evaluate them? How soon? How frequently do we need to evaluate the cognitive function and what to do about them? There is a new concept of NIDA, of no evidence of disease activity, which is an important topic of debate, and some people believe that this is the right way to go to try to get people at this stage, whereas others say that this is not very likely a target, and this is another debate. The main thing, of course, in multiple sclerosis is to look for drugs that will not only prevent relapses but rather prevent the accumulation of disability. And this is the thing that people are working on. So there are many MS topics, and the people who join as a faculty are first grade, the leaders in the field, so you can learn from them all the time.
Yeah, and we also run the Parkinson website. What do you think that are the highlights for
So the highlights in Parkinson are, again, how does Parkinson progress? Now we have a new theory of the prion mechanism of Parkinson disease, and it's an important question of whether this is correct or not. If it is correct, whether having antibodies against alpha-synuclein is going to prevent or slow down at least the progression of the disease. This is another debate that we're going to have. The question of what do you do to the cognitive dysfunction and to the mental changes that occur in Parkinson's disease. In some cases, this is very early. We call it MCI, mild cognitive impairment in Parkinson's disease. Is this a valuable concept or not? Does it help? And who does it help? Does it help the clinician or does it help the patient to make this diagnosis? What are the new imaging methods that we have to try to evaluate not only the diagnosis but also the progression of the disease, and some are being developed now to try to have imaging of the synuclein deposits in the brain.
Thank you. Is there anything, these were our main questions, is there anything you would like to?
No, I think that we're very happy to see that there's always an increasing number of people who attend. Of course, we are grateful to the local Portuguese community that attends this meeting. They are marvelous people. They always join us in the faculty, good people, and we hope to continue to collaborate with them.
Thank you so much, Professor Amos.